Welcome back, Latin Wealth Club, to another Latin Wealth Club podcast. We have a good one for you today. Let me make sure I make it known that you guys check out our blog, LatinWealthClub.com. We'll be posting a lot of articles in there, a lot of informative articles in there about crypto, politics, and stuff that, relates to what we stand by and what we believe. But with that being said, this is your host, MP, and behind the scenes, we have AZ, just no mic. We need to upgrade the wires. Little technical difficulties we had a couple weeks ago. But help me welcome my guest, Daniel, your tile design guy.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you making the trip, bro. You came from Arizona. You're probably the first out-of-state person we've had on. No, well, I was going to say Northern California, but that's not out of state. This is Northern California. But you traveled over here, so I appreciate you coming over here, taking the time, wasting the gas. I know gas is not friendly here in 100%, California. 100%. You are technically getting taxed. Hey. It's not the Arizona price. 100%. But talk to me, Daniel. You came on my radar. I seen you followed me, and I was kind of like, oh, who's this guy? Started checking out your stuff, and I was like, oh, shoot. Like, he has a thing going on social media about what he does, which is tile, right? And it's like, in our community, as like Latinos, Hispanics, and me and you being a child of Mexicanos, a lot of our family members work in construction. It's a well-known thing for us to be hustling every single day, putting bricks, doing carpentry, doing a bunch of anything having to do with building a house almost. You go to those work jobs and you see nothing but Hispanics, right? Excuse the interruption, Latin Wealth Club. I just want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Alex Auto Body. You guys can give him a call or send him a text at 424-215-1779. That's right, 424-215-1779. Just send him a text, give him a call, and they do quality work. If you want a quick turnaround time and you need someone that's fast, reliable, and gives you quality, make sure to give my boy Eric a call. But I feel like you're taking it to a next level, right? I feel like maybe you learned from your dad and then just put some steroids up into it, man. 100%. So I want to know your early life, and then after that, we'll talk about how you started getting into actually doing tile. Or, I also seen baby pictures of you doing tile. So talk to me about like how you're learning about the job, but then your early life, how did that go?
100%. So yeah, just the topic, just so we don't confuse it at all, is tile, right?
Tile, yeah.
And obviously I think I came across your profile as well, and I think I just caught on to the Latin Wealth Club and what you're doing for the culture and young entrepreneurs first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's important, just to note that. And just to recap on the childhood, tile, again, that's the topic. I grew up, our dad raised 4 boys. And he's been in the construction industry since I can remember, right? Since I was a kid, he raised us, he put food on the table. He went through his ups and downs. But the topic to that was tile. So that's all I really knew, as far as, work and, the field that maybe I was going to get into once upon a time. Right. But yeah, tile was the specialty trade in construction that I glided into with my father at a very young age, and then after that, I just kind of followed suit.
Well, how was it? Like, was he like taking you at 5 a.m, go to Home Depot or something, or how was like? Talk to me. What was daily life for you as a kid and going to those construction sites?
Yeah, so it was really not by force. It was really, I think it came from me, to be quite honest, just me wanting to kind of be next to my dad, and I was just kind of stuck to his hip, and I just wanted to be everywhere with him. And so that's where I was able to like pick up a lot of the, the hard work ethic, and just to watch my dad every day, go to these job sites, and do his job, do his work, yet come home and still put food on the table and take care of what he had to take care of. So it was really more so, me wanting to, right? He didn't really bring it upon me where it's like, hey, we have to go. But it was more so, I guess you can say an idol, right?
You're idolizing your father, trying to be like him.
100%. And just wanting to learn what he was doing. So that's kind of where I picked that up from.
Nice, bro. I feel like some people have a different story, and they're like, "Oh, my dad said he needed help, and he would just take me, and I would dread going, 100%. And I just learned." So it's kind of cool to get that out of you, that you weren't never forced to do this.
Correct.
It was something that kind of sparked the interest within you, right? Now, to get into more of your childhood, I did read on your, getting to know you, that you were incarcerated at a young age, man. If you don't mind touching on that, tell me how'd you get in that ordeal? How'd you get in trouble? And how was it, going from facing life to only doing a couple years and coming out, at what is that, like late stage teen?
Yeah, 19 years old. So yeah, just to rewind it back a little bit, it wasn't always tile, you know what I mean? Behind the scenes, during certain seasons, there was other things going on in my upbringing as a kid. I'm originally from the Southern Eastern District, part of San Diego, which with that comes, a gang infested area. You know what I mean?
It's like LA.
Just like Los Angeles. And so that's where that comes about, is being from that specific area. And, my dad was involved in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? My mom's side of the family, which are my uncles, were a part of, a certain neighborhood in Southeast San Diego that I would say not only myself, but my brothers and I gravitated towards as kids, to be quite honest. It was just I would say the norm for us. So yeah, growing up in Southeast San Diego, I wasn't there for a very long time because, probably by the time I was in 5th grade, my dad tried to move us out. He kind of already saw the patterns and us getting in trouble and things of that nature. So he moved us out a little further north, to the Inland Empire,
Okay.
which was Lake Elsinore, California. And but by that time, and I mentioned this before, like by that time we were already kind of rooted, being from the neighborhood, carrying ourselves a certain way, speaking a certain way with a certain lingo.
Yeah.
And so that's what we really carried on, because that's really all I knew, or we knew at that time. And so, by the time we get to Lake Elsinore, just like any other city, state, you have your parts. And, for us, we didn't grow up from, wealth or any things of that nature. So we always were in kind of the most, I guess, not the best areas, I would say, right?
Of course.
And so with that comes other individuals just like myself, just like my brothers, from different neighborhoods, different parts. And so same thing, once we transitioned to Lake Elsinore, California, it was the same thing. It was different neighborhoods, different cities, but it was the same topic, right? Gang related, drugs, shootings, all that good stuff. We ran that for about probably, 3 years. And then my dad again tried to move us out. So we went a little further north to Moreno Valley, California. And same thing, by that time I was already 16 years old. But before I was 16 years old, I think the first time I had got incarcerated was when I was about 12 years old. And so that was kind of the beginning of what I would say this journey of making a wrong turn. You know what I mean?
I think that's the age. Sorry to interrupt you. I think that's around
good.
the age that everything starts. Because I remember around 8 years old is when I had homies stealing roaches from their brothers and bringing it to school and stuff like that. And then by 11, 12, we're attacking the bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? That's something, because not that I was falling deep into it, but it's because of the people I was hanging around. I was scratching 100%. The surface. So I could relate to you in a certain aspect. So I could see that why at 12 it was one of the first times. Now walk me through that process for you, and how did it feel?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, during my young teenage years, and as I speak about it, obviously I'm dabbling back into those times, to those dark times, to those moments, right?
Yeah.
So just trying to reflect on, like, it was just, for us, it was just normal activity, to be quite honest. We watched our uncles gangbang, and those were our idols. You know what I mean? Those were our idols. It's sad to say, now looking at it from my perspective at this age and what I have gone through to overcome that and change who I am, right? I had to revise myself, right? I had to update my software, in other words.
The whole mindset.
100%. So I had to update my software. I had to update the way I dress, updated everything, right? To become a better person, a better version of myself.
You had to start going square.
100%, yeah. Yeah. I went into the civilian side, right?
Yeah.
Where I am able to talk to, a professional in a professional way and carry myself a certain way to bring me greater results.
Yeah.
But during those times at a young age, I did not know any better. I didn't have any peers telling me, I guess, moving me in the right direction, right? Although I did have my father, and one of the biggest things I did learn from my father was, hard work ethic, and him not giving up on us for all those times, during times of incarcerations as kids, from me, my brothers, in and out of juvenile hall to catching, a severe case at 16 years old and, almost catching a life sentence for gang banging, shooting at other, gang members.
Yeah.
And my brother, doing 15 years in state prison. So I know we're jumping all over the place, but just to rewind it back, during that time, like I said, I didn't know anything, right? So I was just kind of following suit, I would say, and looking at it from this perspective is more so like, I guess you can say being a follower, right? I didn't know who I was. I was just following what I thought was normal and what I thought was the path to a greater status in that little circle.
I guess in that time, it's like whatever was cool. You thought that was cool, so you're going through it, right? It's like a little kid with a new toy. He 100%. Thinks that's cool, so he wants to be the next Superman.
100%. Right? And you have to understand, coming from a gang culture at that young age, you look up to like the older homies that are
the big homies. You want to be the big homie.
100%. Coming out of prison, coming out with some sort of you would say like a degree, right?
Yeah.
That's
some kind of badge of honor in a sense.
100%. And that's the propaganda that, I swallowed up as a kid, right? Thinking that was normal. And obviously, different times now, but I completely understand that that's not the way to go. Just because of the pros and cons list, right?
Of course.
But yeah, that was kind of a little bit regarding my childhood, years, is just following that gang mentality, going into middle school, telling them where you're from.
Continuation school mainly, right?
Yeah, 100%. So, 6th grade, I took a knife to school, and that's the first time I got incarcerated. And then after that, it was just kicked out of school, moving from, city to city, but still continuing with that same mindset. 100%. And so eventually that type of mindset is going to get you either, dead or in jail. And so I caught a case, and that was kind of the light bulb that went off in my head, At 16 years old, facing a life sentence, not knowing if you're ever going to come home, you start to contemplate, you start to think, is this really what I want? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I took a step back, and, it was deeper than that, just from facing life at 16 years old, I was 16 and I was being faced as an adult, or charged as an adult. So I would go to adult court, so I would go with all the grown folks, you know what I mean? A little kid in the holding tanks, just watching all these grown men. And, during those times, you got a lot of time to think. And then turning 18 years old in juvenile hall, and then them shipping you straight to county jail on your 18th birthday, you start to understand. And then even during that time, like, I still had that thrill where I wanted to be that one somebody, that mindset.
Would you say in that situation, many could either put their pedal to the metal and go full on gang banging and go high power, how they say,
100%,
or it's like, oh damn, let me slow it down a bit. Maybe this isn't what I want.
Absolutely, I think speaking from experience,
yeah,
I think that's the time it's you have to make that decision, right? You have to make that decision. If you ever get a second opportunity, are you going to do the same thing again? Are you going to continue to keep that same mentality, or are you going to switch it up?
Yeah.
Obviously, if the homies are running high power and they want to run that path, if you make that other decision, then you're watered down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's going to be up to you, bro. You have to make that decision as a man, as an individual, on who you want to become in life in general, right?
Yeah.
So,
and that's tough at that age, and with your surroundings and everything, it's like you're fighting demons within you.
100%, because technically, the propaganda that gets pushed is, you get looked down upon,
Yeah.
But if you're around the right people, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like the homie he wants to go this path, let him do his thing. He's still young enough to chase whatever he needs to chase, But with that comes, not all the time that's going to happen, depending on who's around
who's
you,
looking
who's in
out
your circle.
and stuff,
exactly, bro, because that's the unfortunate part about that type of culture, bro. You just never know.
Yeah.
You can.
There has to be love for you in a sense.
100%. You can get that wrong person in that circle, bro, and lead you to destruction.
Yeah, crash out.
Especially at that age, bro. You don't know, you're not even developed enough, bro, at that young age to even like think beyond what you're thinking as a kid. You don't develop what till you're like technically till 20 25, 26 or something like that. That's why they changed some of the laws regarding, you know, kids getting charged as adults and implementing certain things because so many kids were getting sent off to prison with life terms at that age. But yeah, that's kind of how that reflected, is just really more so just the surroundings, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then when you did come out at 19, did anything change, or how was that, or did you like continue on that route and then finally switch, or how did the tile design guy finally spark after all that,
Yes,
turbulence in your life?
100%. So there was a lot of rocky times, bro. It wasn't just a on and off switch. It took time. It took time to get a better understanding of what I wanted. But
Was there
no,
anyone that helped you?
I mean, I always had the support of my dad. You know what I mean?
Nice.
He was always there. So that's that. But as far as like somebody really being by my side, I mean, I'm sure there was family members there, but nobody in specific to like, hey, Daniel, let's maybe try to make a right turn here, and then let's follow this game plan, right? I think it was more so for me, it was based off life experience, and that was through my childhood trauma, through me going through my ups and downs, through me, facing a life sentence, to really get an understanding of what do I want in life, right? So like I remember being 19 years old, I was in the county jail, and I was fighting my case, and I think we were in deliberation for about a week. And I was bunked up, and I was just waiting on the verdict. So they have speakers in the cell, and they said, "Hey, Mr. Becerra, you have court." And so at that point, I went to court, and we went up to the courtroom, and me and my brother were on the same case. So they read the verdict, and however it happened, whichever way it happened, I believe it was planned out the way it was planned out. All my charges came back not guilty, and unfortunately, my brother got sent off to do a 15-year state, term. But I think even with that, it helped him develop as an individual, and it helped me develop as an individual. And so,
how was that for you and Carnal in that point? Like, was that like something tough for you guys?
It was tough,
for
bro.
you to be like, "Yo, I'm good," but you're in there.
Yeah, no,
like,
it was tough, bro. I remember that day, like we were in Riverside County Jail, and we would walk through the underneath the street to go to court to walk, shackled up. And I remember going to court with him, and then them reading the verdict, and then like I knew I was going home, but just didn't know how long they were gonna give my brother at the time, because he still had to go to sentencing after that. And yeah, I just remember giving him a hug, bro. Like when we were walking back to the tanks, because they were gonna separate us because we were in different dorms.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, it's just kind of like you feel it, bro. As a brother, it's heavy on your heart. You know what I mean? But
because I'm sure you guys had each other's back.
100%,
throughout
bro.
the whole lifestyle.
Yeah, that's kind of my, that's my brother, bro. My
that's
big
your
brother.
dog. Yeah,
exactly, bro. So, I followed suit. You know what I mean? And but like I said, it was a hard time. We gave each other a hug, and we just kind of left it at that. And then over time, we kept in communication. I've been right there since the day one. Because I understand the incarceration aspect. And then while I was out and he was doing his 15-year state term, I was growing. I was developing. I was starting to change. I was starting to switch it around. So I was able to like nourish him in a way where when he came home, he was able to become like a normal civilian and speak to regular people, bro.
Yeah, because you were able to put him on game and stuff.
100%. So it's such a beautiful thing, bro, because most homies that we know, bro, like
they wouldn't do that.
No, they're not able to like switch it, bro. And it's very hard. And I try to like correlate that to civilians, right, to like a normal person, where it's like it's not as easy as some would say, because the homies really don't understand how to talk to a regular person, bro, for the most part.
Yeah. Of course not.
Let's say you're doing an interview, you're trying to get a job, how you present yourself, your demeanor.
And there's certain things that you can't ask them, because if you ask them a certain way, 100%. It's going to be taken a different way.
Yes, because you've been kind of instilled to learn and think and talk away.
Yeah.
Correct. And it all starts from the streets, and that's the unfortunate part. But I think I'm just grateful, bro. Honestly, I'm very grateful to however this path has turned out and the journey that I'm going on and marching in the direction that I'm marching, I'm just grateful, bro, that I don't know, bro, it just happened the way it happened, right? And my
It
goal,
happened for a reason.
yeah, bro, and my goal is to really like to be that one person, bro, like the little homies that are, you know, still out there gangbanging, bro, thinking that this is a career path, bro, when bro, weigh out that pros and cons list, bro, because it's not what it seems. I like my boy I was in, we were facing life together in Group 9, Riverside Juvenile Hall, from Reno Valley. He had just got out probably about maybe 5 years ago from Pelican Bay. And I haven't talked to him since I was like 16 in the halls with him, right? But he tells me, he's like, bro, like, it wasn't what it was, huh, bro? Like, it wasn't, bro. You know, it was just, we assume a certain thing when we're kids caught up in that spectrum, bro. And it's not it, bro. It's not
You
it.
feel like you go to jail or the pinta, whatever, you come out and you're being glorified.
100%. And that's just, unfortunately, it's a stupid fucking mindset, bro.
Because then when you come out, people forget about you.
When you start, if you're still gangbanging, bro, when you're an adult and you got a family and you're doing this and you're doing that, bro, you're an idiot, bro. Like, no disrespect to any homies that are doing that, bro.
Yeah.
But for me, personally speaking, I'm going to speak to myself if I was doing that. You know what I mean?
If you're looking at yourself in the
I'm
mirror.
going to hold myself accountable, bro. And I'm going to say, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know what I mean? Excuse my language.
Yeah.
But that's just what it is, bro. Like, there's really, weigh out the pros and the cons list, bro. What is it that you really want? Because it doesn't make any sense, bro.
You didn't have any kids during this time,
I didn't have
you?
any kids, bro.
Okay.
No, I had my first son, Daniel Jr., when I was 20 years old, bro. So I was only out for like 9 months, bro. And then, you know, me and my wife met, and we've been great ever since, bro.
Nice, bro.
But yeah, a lot of transitioning, bro. A lot of revising. A lot of just really trying to empower myself to become a better version of myself.
That's right.
So I can reach certain platforms that most homies from my area or anybody that's, you know, caught a life sentence or came from this certain area understand that there is an opportunity out there, but ultimately it's going to come down to you, bro.
Well, you see,
it's going to come down to you.
I hope some of my childhood homies that are, you know, incarcerated, and because I have a homie facing life.
Yeah.
Like elementary school homie and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I hope they see what I'm doing and they're like, oh damn, like Mario's got a podcast going, you know, like
100%.
that's cool, you know. It's funny because sometimes I'll see people in the streets, and they'll recognize me and be like, hey man, I heard what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Like so and so told me, that's cool, bro. Like I really think that's good, man. Keep it
at
up. Like, hey, I'm pretty sure they've never checked it out, but as long as they heard something and they remember me for that, that's something good, man.
100%.
You know, but yeah, that's pretty much exactly why I started this thing, man. I mean, I never really, like I said, never got too deep into that lifestyle or anything like that. But it's always cool to hear stories like that, like and like how you said you had to update your software, bro.
100%.
So when did the software actually start updating?
So software started updating. So even when I got out of you know, facing my life sentence and I beat my case, I was still kind of dabbling with that life, right?
Of course, you were like one foot in, 1 foot out, right?
So I was still dabbling with that life, bro. And I recall still doing my thing, bro. And I had gone with, you know, some individuals, right, to go come up on the car. And so I had got in a high speed chase, bro, in San Diego. And I remember, bro, like I was in the car, they were behind us. We crashed. You know, I started hopping a couple fences. And that whole time, bro, I was like, because I had got out of county jail as an adult with no record. So that was like a thing that I had kind of imprinted in my head where I don't want to come out of jail with the record because I feel like it's going to be 10 times harder for me to even have a shot at, you know, life.
A life, yeah.
100%. So I think that was like the deal breaker for me, bro. You know, I did what I had to do, bro. And thankfully, you know, nothing was placed on me and I was, you know, I was good, but that was the beginning, bro. And then at that time I was still in San Diego. I was still living in my grandma's house. And I was just tired of like doing the same thing over and over, really not having anything to speak for regarding revenue, like nothing, right? I was 19 years old. And so I made a decision to go visit a vocational college, bro. And UEI in San Diego, in Kearney Mesa. And I looked at all the, what would I say? Like they had medical assisting, dental assisting, like what career path do you want to choose, right? And at the time, there was only this one specific program that was open because I don't have a GED, I don't have my high school diploma, bro, right? So that was the only one that was open for me, so I took it. and I did the 9-month course for medical assisting, bro. And I actually ended up loving it, bro. Like, I would have never thought at that time, bro, that I would be in the medical field as a medical assistant, bro.
Wearing scrubs?
Wearing scrubs.
So going from looking all banged out to wearing scrubs?
100%, bro. No lie, like that's the avenue that's the road that I've been on, right?
Was that a humbling experience? Like,
I think
maybe putting a scrub on for the first time, seeing yourself in the mirror and being like, damn, this is who I am now.
100%. Yeah, no, it definitely was, bro. And it came to like a realization for me, like, just be comfortable, bro. Be comfortable in who you are, because I told myself like that's not you, bro. That's not the individual. Because most homies, like, they have to portray, bro. Like, it's not something, bro, like you wake up and like you're acting gangbanging,
you're
bro.
literally trying to prove something
100%.
to a group of people or to your surroundings because of a certain image or glory you're trying to go for. No, I understand.
Yeah. So, and just to broadcast that and paint that for the audience,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But yeah, so like that was I would say that would be like the nail, bro. That was like, you know.
Well, put it this way, for the audience, it's nothing but peer pressure.
Yeah.
In reality, it's nothing but peer pressure. Like, I remember being a kid coming outside and coming dressed a certain way, and then be like, why are you wearing that?
Yeah. 100%.
You know, nah, bro, you're supposed to do it like this. You're supposed to do it like that. And then you're like, oh, like, my friends don't like this. My friends like that. Oh, okay, cool. Let me start doing that. So I feel like that's like how it'll start. But once you're deep into it, it's nothing but people pleasing.
100%.
Almost, right?
Yeah. It's just, yeah, exactly, bro. Like, it's something that you're just going to continue on to, like, I don't know, just portray, I guess, right?
But at the same time, I know. Well, at least with you, you had your father. But for I've noticed for certain individuals, they have no one in their lives.
100%.
So it's like, to them, they gravitate to that because that's the only type of love or care that they get.
100%, and that's factual. Like, that's really true. And I think
For certain individuals,
100%. And I'm glad you tapped into that, because that is true. You know, we don't want to just kind of streamline it, right? Because I think everybody's situation is completely different, bro. Background, upbringing, situation, support, it goes on and on.
That's why sometimes, like, I'll hear people call, like, gangbangers dumb or, like, belittle them, bro. And I'm like, bro, you don't realize what's going on behind closed doors, bro.
Yeah.
You don't realize that sometimes they don't have a father and their mother's a drug user.
Mm-hmm.
And they know nothing but to go outside and get loved by the homies.
Yeah.
And the big homie's like their father, bro. Like, the big homie's the big homie, you know? And if the big homie needs something, they're going to do it.
Facts.
You know, now, it's fucked up that some big homies would take advantage of that.
100%.
Right? And knowing better.
Yep.
Right? But that's one thing I just, you know, I tell people all the time, man, don't judge a book by its cover. Because some of these people have a true story, man, and it's a sad one.
Yeah.
It's a sad one, you know. No nos toca la vida a todos igual, you know.
100%. Yeah. And that's why I think, me personally, bro, I take it to heart. You know, I take it to heart because I feel like I was that young individual, bro. Like, when I used to walk into rooms as a kid, bro, like, they would look at me, bro, a certain way, right? Because I was, you know, and I get it, bro.
And you were angry at that time, too.
Bro,
so when people would look at you, like, what you looking at?
Yeah, it was suppression, bro. It was a lot of suppression, bro. It was a lot of anger, bro. It was a lot of, you know, just battles, bro. You know what I mean? And I feel like walking into, like, a regular, normal room, bro, people would look at me and look down upon me, bro. And so that's why I took it to heart, bro, to really, like, change who I am, bro, and to make sure, so when I walk in the room, bro, no one has a clue about my background until I open my mouth and I speak about it, bro. That was my game plan. Like, change my appearance, change the way I speak, and carry myself a certain way, so that people, they don't even have a clue, bro. That was my whole kind of game plan when I was incarcerated. Those are thoughts that I had, right?
So, bro, when you were on those scrubs, when you're a medical assistant, did you start working a job, or how did that go?
Yeah, so I did a nine month vocational training, and then I did my externship. And then after that, I landed my first job, bro, in I think 2011. And I was right there in Sherman Heights area, bro, in Southeast San Diego. You know, it was in the hood, but it was.
So you never left?
Well, I had came back, bro, after incarceration.
Okay.
Because I, you know.
So you went, because you went from Southeast San Diego to Inland Empire to the then Moreno Valley, and then you went back to Southeast San Diego.
After I came home.
Gotcha.
I went back to, because I didn't have anywhere else to go, bro. My grandma's house is pretty much the, you know, that's the spot, bro. if shit hits the fan, like
you're there.
You're going to grandma's, bro.
Everyone knows meet up at grandma's, right?
It's like, damn, he's back, you know. But that's the camp, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the camp.
That's a safe space.
That's a safe space, bro. To be quite honest, even when we were little kids, bro. You know, my dad took us. You know, he took us in. You know, when we were little kids, and going through our problems with our mother and stuff like that. But yeah, just to jump back on the scrubs topic, yeah, bro. So I did the 9-month externship. You know, I did the 9-month program, did the 1-month externship, and then I was doing interviews. And then I landed my first job in Sherman Heights in Southeast San Diego. And it was like a little mom and pop family medicine spot. And I was there for about 3 years, bro. And I really picked up so much knowledge, bro. So much knowledge. And I personally feel that the experience that I got in the medical field really transitioned me into the person I am today, and how I'm able to articulate and speak and carry myself and all that good stuff. So I'm really grateful for that, bro, for the medical field and the opportunity that it gave me.
Of course, I was gonna say it must have changed your vocabulary. There's a certain way you got to talk to patients. There's a certain way you got to greet them, which I bet at that time was you coming out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Right.
100%, bro. It was probably one of the hardest times for me, bro, because I would take a lot of things personal.
Yeah. And you didn't need to.
100%. You know, I was using a lot of my feelings, I would say, right? And I think that's what a lot of people from our background use, and you have to be very
it's a lot of emotional thinking.
100%.
Not logical thinking.
Yes, correct. So yeah, I remember, like, you know, I didn't have any fear. I was actually excited. I was a little nervous, you know, of course. You know, this is something new to me. I have to present myself a completely different way and speak a certain way and make sure I have correct bedside manners. And I have to, you're my client. Hey, how you doing? Can I take your blood pressure? You know, sit down. Can I do your vaccines on your right arm, left arm, so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
So there's a certain way on how you have to come off to make sure that the individual on that other side is comfortable. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was there any situation where someone stereotyped you?
No, to be quite honest, I think at that time I was building my confidence up pretty quickly, and I was able to just be myself, bro, honestly, and just being able to have a normal conversation.
Well, it's because you say be myself, right? But yourself was a certain person for so long.
100%.
So it's like, at what point was it like, okay, this is the new me, and this is what I'm sticking through? Like,
yeah, no, that was already stamped, bro. Like,
okay.
I think once I got into the medical field,
gotcha.
And even during that process of me doing the schooling, that whole 9 months, even though I was still, it's a battle, it's a journey, bro.
Oh, that's what motivated you then. In those 9 months, you got motivated and was like, this is what I want to do.
100%, because I saw opportunity, bro. I saw something at the end of that tunnel, you know, that's going to benefit me as an individual. I'm going to be able to have a career, in other words, to be able to provide for maybe my future family. But at the time, it was me, myself, right? And, you know, look out for my dad and my grandma and stuff like that. But yeah, and I did that for about 8 years, and my whole time being in the medical field was really just to start from where I started, which was, I would say, like the bottom of the bottom, and then work my way up, you know. And I think I ended up just kind of gradually getting out when I reached Kaiser Permanente. And I think at that time for me was like, that's what I had instilled in my head as like my game plan. Like, I want to reach the top of the top as much as I can as a medical assistant. And so I was able to do that. But during that whole time, like, as I continued to move around in the medical field and go work for other companies, I was able to meet a lot of different professionals. You know, you're talking surgeons, you're talking, you know, specialists where, you know, they're very tight and very militant and very straightforward. You're talking the medical field, you can't make too many mistakes. So I picked up a lot of great, like, a lot of perks, I would say, right?
Yeah.
So that helped me out tremendously and transition into who I've been able to become and who the person I'm trying to become, you know?
Well, you know, okay, so it's funny you say that, right? Because tile and the medical field are two separate things. So when did you make that jump, and why did you make that jump?
Yeah, so I think that was about 2018. I was at Kaiser Permanente. I was working at the head and neck department. And my dad, during that whole time, my dad stayed in the tile industry. You know, my dad's been in the tile industry since he's probably going on 40 years at this
Chambeando.
point. 100%.
Yeah, fucking working every day.
100%.
Yeah.
My dad's a very, you know, hardworking, hardworking man, bro. He doesn't really like to be bothered. He's more of a labor guy, right? So 2018, I think he got his license as a tile contractor. And then I told my pops, I was like, I think we could really make something happen based off everything that I learned in the medical field, in the like one-on-one customer service, patient care, and all that stuff. I was like, I think I can translate that over into the business aspect.
Yeah.
And be able to talk to clients, do walkthroughs, and make connections. And so that's when I transitioned into like 100% going into the tile game is 2018.
Now, when did you decide to actually quit Kaiser?
2018.
Oh, so you just went full on.
Oh yeah,
You had savings and stuff, or
you know, to be quite honest, bro, the way I'm kind of I'm a shooter, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a shooter, so I don't really do a lot of like the thinking. I feel like if it's in my head, bro, and if it's in my heart, bro, like I'm gonna really chase it down. And so that's just kind of the way I've operated, you know, my whole life.
And at 2018, how many kids do you have at that point?
I think I have 3 kids.
And you're married?
100%, yeah. So
nice.
Married, I've got 3 kids.
And there's no fear in you at this point?
None. I don't. So we have to understand that, like, my background has always been, you know, the bottom.
To be fearless.
Well, fearless, you know, first and foremost, but has been to, like, we've never had much, bro. So I understand what it's like being at the bottom and, like, struggling.
Of course.
So I think that's where the being, like, not feared, bro, to move around and make moves came about. Like,
I just think the reason why I ask you that is because I think at that position, you have 3 kids, a wife. You're like, damn, should I quit my job? Should I take that risk? You know, you're losing an income.
100%.
You know, you're giving up an income.
Yeah.
Not losing, you're giving up an income.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked that, because it's like one of those moves where it's like kind of impulsive, kind of sounds like it.
Yeah.
But it seems like, you know, like you said, man, if you feel in your heart, I guess, damn, there's no other way about it. You know, just, I guess the only thing you could say is don't be a little bitch.
Facts, bro. I mean, that's just how I operate personally, bro.
Yeah.
Is it the...
What would you tell someone?
Is it the safest? No.
Yeah.
But like I said, bro, if someone that's really chasing something down and hunting something down,
just
bro,
go for it.
You're gonna shoot it, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna go and you're gonna do what you have to do. So my wife, thankfully, bro, she's been a rock star, bro. She knows that the moves I try to make, bro, are always to level up,
to benefit.
100%. And so that's the way I've always operated, even as a kid, you know, just hustling, doing stuff that I probably shouldn't have done, but it was more so to try to...
To your own benefit.
Exactly. To try to benefit the family, my pops, whoever it may be.
There's good motives behind it, just not the right motives. There's good motives, but they weren't the right motives. You could
Correct.
say, you know?
Correct.
Nice, bro. So you got into business with your dad at this point. You guys are still in California, or were you already in Yuma, Arizona at this point?
No, so California, we were there my dad's still there, my brothers are still there, all my family's in California, right?
Okay.
And my dad's we're still 50-50 partners. But I think around 2022, bro, is when I made the shift and I headed out to Arizona.
How was COVID for you?
COVID? It was actually booming for the construction industry.
Yeah.
Okay. It was like overloaded work. Everybody was busy because there was the first time in, I think, history, I would say, that a lot of people were home.
Yeah.
So
there had extra money.
100%. So there was a lot of remodeling going on. And so I think during those times, it really benefited the construction industry. And so, yeah, we took...
How was it with inflation? I know a lot of materials went up in costs and stuff like that. So how did you guys pivot from there? How'd you guys improve from there, and how'd you guys grow from there?
Yeah, I think it was really just kind of adapting, right? Adapting, being strategic, and laying out options on the tables for our clients, right? And I think that was really the only options we really had, is to kind of reach out to multiple third parties regarding materials, pricing, and try to see which one would be the best fit regarding pricing and lead times, because we got to remember during those times, lead times were just, they were beyond normal times.
Yeah.
Because of everything that was going on. So
this is 2 years now. This is 2 years into the business, 2018, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then by 4 years into the business, you decided to go to Arizona. Why?
Reason why we moved to Arizona, because during that whole time, we already had that game plan. Me and my wife, we were living in a trailer, bro, the whole time. Like we bought a trailer, right?
Yeah.
So we bought a trailer because we were renting at the time, and rent was just getting expensive for us. And so we were like, you know what? Let's just buy a trailer. Let's just be patient, stack up what we have to stack up, and then get enough to purchase our first home. And so,
Bro, you know how many times I've thought about doing that? Because I pay. This is my place, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, it got to the point because I want to move to Texas personally,
Okay.
and it
I
got to
heard
the
that.
point where it's like, damn, I'd get a trailer right now and just like buy like rent out a parking lot and just
100%.
stay there, you know. And it's
100%.
like just give me 6 months, and I'll be out of here, right?
Yep.
But it's like you actually took that risk, man. That's crazy. To me, it was just a wild thought. One of those crazy ideas that you get sometimes. You're like, nah, you don't think nothing of it.
Like a lot of it comes from like my life experiences.
Yeah, just
bro,
taking
you know?
sacrifices, bro.
It comes from my life experience. I know I can do it, but the other question is like, can my wife do it? And thankfully, thankfully she was. I've lived in 2-man cells, bro, where they're not bigger than this.
Yeah.
So I can adapt to a smaller place, But with that, I know that I had to sacrifice my family, but I knew it was for a greater purpose.
That's right. How were your kids going through that during that time?
I think they were,
because I'm pretty sure that's a major shift.
100%. I think thankfully they were at a young age that they really didn't realize what was really going on around them.
Gotcha.
So they really didn't take it to. I mean, they kind of enjoyed it.
They kind of seen it as fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, we're moving a trailer. That's cool.
It's like 5 years later. Yeah, we're still here, my boy. But yeah, we did that, bro, and thankfully, like, we moved out after the 5 years, and it's not easy, bro. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of behind the scenes work. Working, working 2 jobs, bro, while I was, still with
and
my
maintaining
pops.
a relationship
100%,
and raising kids.
And
damn, my
a
boy,
lot
you
of
had
things
your
bro.
plate. Yeah, no, it was full. Your plate was full, dog.
It's still full, bro. It's still full, but honestly, bro, I guess I thrive in it, bro. Honestly, I thrive in it, bro. I thrive in the pressure, bro, and the biggest help for me has really been my wife, bro, because she knows how I operate, bro, and she knows that I'm chasing a greater purpose, bro. Like, I'm like, thankfully, bro, I'm the first out of my, like, all my brothers, bro, like, to purchase my first house, bro. And that's big coming from where
Hell
I come
yeah, that's
from,
right. Of course, yeah.
Beating a life sentence at 16 years old, bro, catching a case at 12 years old, going out of juvenile hall, getting burned, bro, almost losing my life.
I kind of wanted to ask about that. I just didn't know. I didn't know how comfortable you felt about that. Because I seen it on one. You see, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I seen that one video of you talking, and it looked like you got scratched.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! Like, I wonder what happened to his neck. And then when we met, I was like, oh dang, he got burned.
Yeah.
Like, what happened there? Did that happen after 2018? Did that happen?
No, so yeah, let me tap in on that. So I was about 12 years old. This time when we were living in Lake Elsinore, bro.
Oh shit.
So Lake Elsinore has a little lake down, it's Lake Elsinore, right? So we would do like bonfires every weekend. And me just being the kid that I was, bro, I was always the one starting the fires down there. But my dad had told me that day, he was like, don't, like, wait, mijo, wait for me. You know what I mean? But, obviously I didn't listen. So
Little rebellious,
bro. So there was just a small little bit of fire, bro. But I was using car gas. Yes, I get that reaction every time.
Damn.
I was using car gas, bro. And it was obviously the big red bottles, right? As soon as I poured it, bro.
It went right on you.
Backtracked. Gas can blew up on me. All of my face. I was on fire, bro. I was on everything was on fire. I tried to run down to the lake. Lake Elsinore is known to dry out during the summers. I was running, bro. It seemed like forever. I didn't touch no water. I came running back up, bro. And then my brother threw a pancho on me, bro, and put me out. And I have 3rd-degree burns all on my chest and on my neck.
I'm not gonna lie. When I seen it, and then I seen it kind of came down here, I was like, let me find out this food got on fire and had to run.
Yeah.
And that's crazy that, bro, what I thought is actually what happened.
Yeah, bro, that's what happened. And then Lake Elsinore is such a small town that I flew out in a chopper, bro, to Arrowhead, bro. And I think it's in San Bernardino or Arrowhead, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was in the hospital for a while, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I almost lost my life, but
damn, you've had some crazy stuff happen to you, dog.
It's been a lot, bro. It's been a lot, and I think a lot of it, like I talked to my brothers, like, damn, fool, you don't remember nothing, bro. But it's like, I think a lot of it comes down to suppression, bro. You know what I mean?
Suppression of memories.
And just memories, like yeah, bro. And so
trauma would do that.
100%. And so I think that's where I gravitate towards like this this road that I'm chasing, bro, and that's why I'm always thinking forward, bro.
That's right.
I never really look back, and sometimes I still battle to this day, bro. Is like living in the moment. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Let's get back into the tile though, man.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
good that we got to touch into that, because that was a question I wanted to ask, and it's good that we got it out of the way, because it is tap into the childhood part. Now, the tile design guy, right? You start something with your dad, I'm assuming because of COVID, because of all that, you guys grew massively, which allowed you to say, hey, I'm gonna go over to Arizona.
Correct.
When you go to Arizona, this was what, 2022?
2022, yes.
Right, so you've been there for at least a year and a half, 2 years almost. Okay. What was your game plan going into a new market, people you don't know, and then Arizona being Arizona?
Yep.
There's Mexicans and it's white people. It's not as diverse as California.
Correct.
You know, California is more of a melting pot, and Arizona is literally just white or Hispanic.
Correct.
You know, I've been down there. I've been in a small town called Kingsman.
Okay, I heard of it. I've never been there, but I've heard of it.
I don't know, bro.
I think that's smaller than Yuma, bro.
It's really small, though. It was one of those conservative ass, like, you know, you'll see a Confederate flag, and then, you know, dude, man, me having the balls I have, bro. I seen a store like that, and I was like, I tell my girlfriend, I'm going in, and she's like, Mario, no, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going in. I walk in there. Nicest guy I ever met.
That's awesome, bro. That's
and he's like, oh, yeah, I only fly because it's my heritage. He's like, it's like, no, like, there's no hate. There's no nothing behind it. He's like, it's literally just because, like, my grandfather fought. And I'm like, I mean, I told him straight, I was like, well, I can't hate, because if I was flying a Mexican flag, I wouldn't want you telling me what to do.
100%.
So I was like, you know, but
that's awesome. You had the courage enough to go, and then you got the probably opposite response that you probably would have thought.
Yeah, right? I was just walking in there just to see if I'll make someone mad, you know. But it was, dude, the nicest guy ever, dude.
That's awesome, bro.
And then, well, I'm personally conservative myself, so we had some, you know, dialogue, and he was like, oh, bro, like, yeah, we agreed on a lot of things, you know.
Awesome.
Again, we can't judge a book by its cover.
100%.
You know, even a kid that's game banging, literally, you know, sometimes those kids are being raised conservative, but they're just conditioned to a certain extent that they don't realize what they truly believe in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have morals and values, but they don't understand that there's a line to those morals and values sometimes.
Yeah, I think it comes down to being educated, bro, and being informed.
Exactly.
Because I can vouch for that, bro. Like, not being informed about anything
a lot of things
in that avenue, even in that, having a conversation about it, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or being open-minded to even have a conversation. I think it's a big one, right?
100%.
But you move to Arizona, you go to a new market. How does that go for you?
Bro, I think I just went in there, bro, and I just pushed play, and then I just started the thoughts that I would have in my head, bro, to just continue on this path again, bro, to reach a greater purpose. It was just like, I saw an opportunity, first and foremost. I saw an opportunity in the fact that the quality of the tile in that specific town wasn't, I would say, up to par in comparison to if you're coming from California. If you're coming from a California market, specifically San Diego, you've got your high-end areas.
Oh, yeah.
Del Mar, Solana, you know, all those, Coronado, all those beautiful places where you're dealing with high-end general contractors, interior designers. They've got like a magnifying glass eye, bro, where it's like they're looking at every single detail regarding your artwork, you know, whether you're doing a shower remodel, you're doing tile flooring, whatever the case may be. So thankfully, I was in that market before I stepped into Arizona. So I was like, whoa, this is the type of work that these guys are getting away with out here. Well, now let me put my boots on. Let me put my flag down. You know, that's kind of
So you went over there and set a standard.
100%. And that's where I kind of came up with that thought. And I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to go get my license. Now I'm going to start branding. Now I'm going to start just pushing the pace, bro, pushing the pace. And that's what I've been doing ever since then, bro. But again, it comes down to not only the branding aspect, not only all that fancy stuff. At the end of the day is the craftsmanship. That's what's going to build you. You know what I mean? You can, like I mentioned before, you could paint a pretty picture, bro, but is the foundation going to hold that up, you know? And so that's where that came about, is really like, let me showcase my work to the community, show them the type of work that I can produce, and then let them vouch for me. And so that's what I've been able to do ever since I've been there. And then, you know, we're just kind of on this journey, bro, to just trying to scale.
And was it all word of mouth mainly?
Word of mouth, bro. And a lot of it, would say social media. Instagram has.
Oh yeah, I seen that. So when did the social media actually tie in? Was that with your father or was that after your father?
That was really after my father, bro. And I really only started that, bro, really to bring in business, to showcase my work.
Yeah.
And then after that, I started like just seeing other people on social media, and I'm like, okay, I can completely different niches, but I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Copy some things from it.
100%, but I can then revise it and implement it into my specific avenue, which is tile. And so that's where I kind of came up with really going heavy on the content, really, picking up videographers, doing my editing, and just kind of taking it to a whole nother level that you probably wouldn't see a tile dude or a construction dude do.
Dude, yeah. No, I was gonna say. So I was gonna ask you, was your wife helping with the editing, or who's doing this all these videos and editing for you?
Initially, it's me, bro. I'm doing all the edit. I'm still wearing all the hats, bro. I've been wearing all the hats my whole life, right? But I'm still wearing all the hats, and when I do my personal videos, I'll do my editing, I'll do my voiceover, I'll do my, the what is it called, the captions, sound effects, all that stuff. So I just kind of learn as I go, bro, to be quite honest. And that's kind of how I really picked it up. I think at this day and age, you can really take advantage of technology. And so I've been that's been my best friend, bro.
That's right.
Researching, YouTubing, Google. There's really no excuses, bro, to be quite honest, especially for like there isn't, bro.
Yeah. You said you mentioned one thing that's very important. You said you're wearing all the hats right now.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you want to start building a team?
I'm already at that point mentally where that's my long-term goal. So right now,
because you're gonna get there. It's gonna get to the point where it's like the vas a necesitar que hacer, güey. Like there's not gonna be no other reason. You're gonna be burning yourself out,
100%.
and it's gonna get to the point where it's also like, how much freedom do you really want? Yeah. Do you want to be tied at work all day? Do you want? I mean, yes, the money's good, but let's make that money monetize.
Correct.
Like how can you monetize that money? How can you make it passively?
Correct.
Right. And I think that's what you just said. You're on that point right now.
Correct.
So how about we dive into the next 6 months and 5 years for you, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to building a team, have you started? Have you already kind of branched out with certain things?
Yeah. So I've only have right now, personally speaking, I only have one guy with me.
Nice.
Which he's been with me for about 2 months. And then the way I've been able to kind of play on the playing field, I would say, when I have bigger projects, is I bring the camp from San Diego. So I'll sub them out, bring them to Arizona to help me out on the bigger projects. We haven't reached that point where we're consistently have the pipeline full with bigger projects.
Yeah.
But when that time does come, thankfully, I've got the team that's willing to take a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive from San Diego to come help me. So I've been able to kind of toggle like that for now. But the game plan is to start growing. And so that's why I brought on one team member. And so far, he's been super great. He brings that tile background. He comes from Northern California, so he has that standard. So he's like my go-to guy right now, where once we start getting that pipeline super full, he's going to be the one training and start implementing new crews.
And then you'll just be focused on the sales.
100%. Yeah. So that's the game plan. Like the game plan initially was just, I have to put in the work first. I have to, whatever I do, I have to make sure that I stand behind it. So that's the game plan. And then start scaling after that, start building teams, start doing this, start doing that. So, and then get off the tools, and then get in some investment properties and start letting those profit margins work for me.
Are you doing any investments at the time, at this moment in time?
I have some investments going on. I did purchase some land as well.
Congrats.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, that's something that's been on the radar because
I want to do land, dude.
Yeah, for my upbringing, bro, like investing, all that's foreign language to us, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
I mean? That's exactly why I started this.
I didn't learn about investing. I didn't learn about, assets versus liabilities till I pretty much started growing up, right? And started wanting to chase a higher purpose, bro, and educating myself, in other words.
Well, I feel like that's another reason why, at a young age, I received a lot of hate, was because I was all into that at the age of 16.
And where did you retain that, or was it your family or?
Yeah.
Okay.
My Mexican family.
And
in Mexico.
You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. So off camera, I told you a little bit about my background, but yeah, my Mexican family, my mom's side, down in Mexico, my godfather was a financial advisor.
Okay.
For private banks in Mexico. So all I knew Well, okay, so I would watch movies like The Wolf of Wall Street
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So I was like, oh shoot, like I want to get into that, right? And I mentioned it to my parents, and my parents go, "Well, your godfather does that, Mexico." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?" Like that's and keep in mind, like I told you, I grew up confused, right? I'm over here growing up in L.A.
Yeah.
listening to Chicano rap, all this Chicano culture. I want a Lolo, I want this, I want
Mm-hmm.
that. But then I go to Mexico, and my family's living in mansions.
Sheesh.
They got like maids, servants, and stuff like that. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like
100%.
and then the thing is like when I would dress certain ways or like how I used to get my tapers with the lineup,
Mm-hmm.
all short and stuff like that. You know how
Yes, sir.
the type of haircuts we used to have. They'd just look at me like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" And all of them have long hair, and
Yeah.
like to me, that's like seen as a girl, like
Yeah.
seen gay, like bro, what the
Yeah.
fuck, like or like the way I would judge them sometimes. I'd be like, "Bro, are you
Mhm.
gay?" Like the way they would dress,
Yeah.
It's just, but again, it's because my friend groups and the people around me. It's because of
surroundings.
the way that we're being again brought up, the way we're being taught, right? So I couldn't see a lot of it. And then one day I'm like, what? That's what he does. But I was like embarrassed to ask.
Okay.
So I went on YouTube
Yeah.
and just went crazy. And I just started learning about stocks. Then I discovered dividend stocks and I discovered how to make passive income on the stock market. And I was like, oh, shoot, cool. Then I was listening, but it's 2017. So I'm hearing something about Bitcoin. Well, what the hell is Bitcoin? How do I get Bitcoin?
Correct.
And that people are becoming overnight millionaires. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't really get it. So I was like, nah. I dabbed into it a little bit, made a little bit of money, lost a little bit of money,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, nah, this ain't for me. So I stuck to stocks. And then, well, I'm gonna leave the rest of the story for my first interview because it gets crazy. It gets crazy around the 2021 era, and stuff like that, But I'll tell you off camera, after
Yes,
this.
sir.
But
Yes, sir.
anyways, I made a lot of money on stocks, and then I pretty much grew my business, moved out, blah 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 blah. You guys will learn in the interview, the true ups and downs of it,
Yes,
right?
sir.
But anyways, now like in 2023. Well, 2022, ending of 2022 and 2023, I was like, crypto. Like, what's up? Where's crypto at? I'm like, I'm not hearing about it. Keep in mind, Sam Bankman-Friedman, he like scammed a bunch of people on crypto. So at that time, Bitcoin was at $17,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, it was just at like 70,000, like not a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And now look at it now, 70,000 again. And I've been buying since then. And I was like, okay. So then I started learning about the cycles of crypto and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, damn. AZ was pretty much here through it all. I mean, at first I was really secretive about me learning about crypto because I didn't really understand
100%, yeah.
As soon as I started kind of understanding it, I started telling him about it. Then we started doing like some podcasts about it. We were already doing interviews. We were already doing like my 60-day program and stuff like that. But I was like, nah, bro, like I want to start like trying to share this knowledge that I'm learning,
Absolutely.
And then I was like, oh, well, I'm picking this one crypto that we're investing in. My bad, guys.
You're good.
I was like, I'm picking this one crypto we're investing in, and this is the one we're gonna go all in. And we did that for a year, and we made 150% return.
Sheesh.
And I was like, oh shoot, these cycles are real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then now I'm talking. That was Cardano. Now I'm talking about XRP and how they're about to blow up. But I just think it's wild, bro. How, like you said, I got into it, and then I wasn't into crypto, but now I'm all about crypto.
Caught your interest, correct?
Yeah, I'm all about crypto. I'm all into it, and I'm trying to teach other people about it, man, because it's an opportunity
100%.
that if you're willing to learn and you're willing to keep an open mind about it, you will benefit from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to hear that you own land, bro. So what is there any ideas that you want, any plots or ideas that you want to do with that land, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, I've dabbled across like, a couple just thoughts, but right now I'm just really sitting on it, nothing really set in stone. Yeah. It was just like, hey, I've got some extra money. Let me just drop this on this land and just let it sit. And just obviously just have an asset out there, right? And so that's kind of where I kind of came up with that, right? But that's the whole game plan, like even chasing this journey, bro, is like getting into more properties, rental homes and all that good stuff, so I can obviously have residual income and leave that for my kids and stuff like that, you know. So
And
just really setting that foundation, bro. Really
once you're into real estate, you gotta also learn how to leverage real estate.
correct.
And that and using the 1033 exchanges and stuff like that, because people don't realize that you could sell property and buy within the next 6 months and not pay taxes on the profit.
Yeah,
Pretty much just put everything in that, and then you just became ultra wealthy, you know, because of the equity and everything. Not pay taxes on it. Now it's all tied into one property. Then you do a cash out refinance, take that money out, and now you just made money tax free.
yeah. I mean, bro, there's
it's just a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And that's the thing, bro. Like, transparently speaking, bro, I do not know it all, bro. I've never knew it all, but it's just me wanting to learn more and leverage.
See, that's one move. I mean, I don't know if you knew about that move, the
No,
1033 exchange.
bro,
Yeah, bro. So you could sell property. So let's say you buy a property for $500,000, goes up to $1 million. Then you sell it for $1 million, but you put all that million into a $1 million property, another $1 million property. Then you're like, okay, cool. Now you do that within 6 months. You pay no taxes on the profit you made on that first property because now all that money was reinvested into a new property.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then boom, you buy that property, right? Now that property you leverage $1 million to buy that property that's now worth $2 million or $3 million.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You improve it a little bit. Now that $3 million property is worth $6 million, but you got it for $1 million. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
And but you bought it for $3 million. So what you do is you do a cash out refinance.
Yes.
Now you have $4 million.
Yeah, there's some plays
like,
out
that's
there.
just crazy
There's
to
plays
think,
out there.
bro. It's
But
plays like that you could and you get away with it, tax free,
It's completely.
and then now
legit.
you have $4 million. I mean, yes, you're technically in $6 million in debt now because you cashed out refinance, and now that property is worth $6 million, and now you owe $6 million to that bank. But if you know how to work $4 million, bro,
key.
This is the key, right? You know how to you cash that out tax free. And you could work $4 million and, like you said, dabble into other properties. It'll pay for itself, and you will have passive income coming into it.
That's where it's at, and that's obviously that's a lot of information right there, and sometimes that can go over people's head.
Oh yeah, all
especially
day.
if you don't like.
Bro, I just gave you a game plan on how to run up $1 million from $500,000,
bro.
And you only need 3% down on $500,000.
And that's why, but that's the importance of having platforms like this, bro, is for the education aspect, bro. And like my boy Mario, he has live data, live plays that you can run these plays and actually.
And it's legal.
Exactly.
It's legal. But it's now I will say there's a lot of factors that play in, right? Economies, policy, location. You know, a lot of things like that. So don't just think it's gonna be rainbows and sunshine 100%. And you're gonna make $4 million. Like I just told you, it does take time, it does take patience, and it takes a lot. Yeah. But no, that's why, dude. I try getting my CPA on here.
Correct.
I try showing people what to do. You know. But let's get back into back on track on what I said because I did say 6 months and 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Where do you? So we're halfway through the year. Where do you see yourself at the end of this year and the beginning of next?
Yeah, so I think kind of where I see myself is having probably about either 4 to 5 crews, you know, working under the tile company and then leveraging them and just continue to build and build and build. And then just honestly, bro, I'm just really just continuing to evolve, continuing to scale and give opportunity, right? Give opportunity to people that I'm gonna bring back on the team and let them know and understand that, you know, the hard work ethic will not go unnoticed. You know, my game plan, just because I come from humble beginnings, I understand, you know, what it's like to go through the ups and downs to, you know, even purchase your first home, you know? So I'd love for that to be a thing for everybody in my camp to, you know, get to that point where they're able to purchase a home for their family. They're able to, you know, invest and get into investments and land and all that good stuff. So that would be something I would like to build within that culture.
Nice. And that's that. Let me give you some advice right there. It'd be you creating a culture within your company.
Correct.
So you have to you know, you're saying you want to create a culture. Well, create the culture in that company so that way they feel motivated every day to work for you.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Now in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Yeah, I think the next 5 years.
Because that's like 2029.
Yeah, I was going to say 2030, damn near.
Damn near, yeah. But
yeah.
Or let's say 2030. Where do you see yourself in 2030? That's the next decade, bro.
100%. Yeah, 2030 would be to obviously have a, you know, a pretty well-oiled machine where it's, you know, bringing in cash flow, and we're able to just kind of let the players play and do what they have to do, while I'm kind of offside and possibly working on other business ventures and getting into other business avenues and kind of getting off the tools 100%. I should be off the tools by then. There's no doubt about that.
That's right.
And just continuing to evolve, bro. Just breaking generational curse for me, you know what I mean? And just bring that first individual to really bring in some millions to my side of the family and help out all the people, bro, to be quite honest. Right. And everybody that's under my umbrella, and just create opportunities, bro. But at the end of the day, I think I'll never stop chasing greatness, and I'll never get comfortable, because I feel the moment I get comfortable is the moment I'll become stagnant.
Facts.
And that's the point where even when I'm like slowed down a little bit, it really bothers me, bro, because I have to keep on moving. And
have you had to burn some bridges?
No, I wouldn't say burn bridges. I would just,
or end relationships because you had to keep going.
You know what? To be quite honest, bro, I'm very kind of tight knit, bro. I don't really like if somebody's gonna come rock with me, bro, they're gonna rock with me, bro. But like, my circle is really just my family, bro. To be quite honest, bro.
That's right.
And I just kind of stay lane driven, bro. I think I'm at the age and I'm at the point in my life where it's like, I'm just every day, bro. I'm marching, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How old are you now?
33.
Okay.
Yeah, 33 years old, bro. So, you know, I'm gonna say I'm a late bloomer, bro. I came out of this, 19 years old, bro, and then just kind of transitioned my whole life and still trying to figure out life. And I don't have it all figured out, bro, but I know I have the hunger in me.
You got
bro.
something going.
I got the hunger in me, bro, that nobody can ever take that away from me, bro. Yeah. I really carry it to heart, bro. I see my dad sacrifice, lose his house, go through the ups and downs, watch his kids go through hell, bro, like go through jail and face life sentences and still at it, bro. So that's something that I really carry heavy on my heart, to try to make something happen for not only my direct family, but my family as a whole,
That's right. What's your dad say to you now?
My dad's proud of me, bro. My dad's not much of a vocal guy, to be quite honest.
Typical Mexican father.
Yeah, my dad, growing up, bro, my dad's really never showed like that emotional side. He showed the love side, bro, and that's the crazy thing is, bro, that I would never like. That's one thing like I'm forever grateful for, bro. Like my dad would always take us here, take us there, and those are even though we didn't have money, bro, like those are the things I remember as a kid, bro.
Of course,
it's the most important, most genuine thing that you could do, bro, as a dad. But yeah, my dad, again, he's not much of a vocal guy, so I think I'm kind of that front runner for my family, bro. Where it's like we're at the point where we can have these open dialogue conversations and talk about life. We all go through anxiety, depression, ups and downs. But I'm open enough to.
Is depression real in your family? Let's be real, because I say that because in Mexican households, depression doesn't exist. If to them it's like you're being a little girl, bro. Suck it up,
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, bro, it's real, bro. Like, that's my personal opinion, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know what I'm saying? The way we were raised, a lot of us, it's like we're closed-minded to the fact.
Well, the thing is, like, yeah, suppress it, bro. But by the time you get to a certain age, I promise you, bro, that's going to sprinkle up, bro.
Yeah, no, I know.
I
know. Yeah. No, I'm mature enough to realize that. But what I'm saying is that speaking from a cultural, from a community stance, it's like frowned upon to say you're depressed because it's like, oh, you're being a little girl, you're being a sissy.
Yeah.
Damn near. You know what I'm saying?
No,
it's like showing weakness in our community. It's a very unfortunate that we have that ignorance.
100%. I guess it's a tight, subject. But I mean, I'm speaking on behalf of myself, and I'm comfortable enough to tell any individual, bro, that I promise you, this is what I think, bro. If I've gone through it, I know other individuals have gone through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it, just to simplify it so it doesn't get too staticky.
Yeah, no, the reason why I ask, like I said, is because in our community, we have fathers sometimes that's like, oh, Dad, I'm not feeling good today. What you not feeling good about? Yeah. And it's like, it belittles your feeling.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, you suppress it as a kid and you just keep on pushing. Yeah,
and it's like the parents are indirectly suppressing it. 100%. Because they don't know any better.
Correct. 100%. Yeah. No, I think thankfully for my pops, he tried to like play like both roles, right? Because he raised 4 boys, bro. So he tried to be like the nice dad, like be very like open and heartful, and then also he couldn't really be too strict. But I don't know, I didn't experience that from my pops. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what are you upset about, or what are you like crying about? You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't experience that from my pops either, but yeah. I know The majority of our community
100%.
goes through that, and that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I've heard that before. I've heard that before, but I guess personally speaking, I can really speak on it, based off experience. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the good thing with me is I had parents that would always make me be vocal.
That's awesome, bro.
Like, bro, what's wrong?
Yes.
Like, talk.
Yes.
Talk.
Yes.
Don't let that shit in. Like, don't hold it in.
Bro. That's beautiful, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, bro, I'm 24, so that's why I believe I think the way I think, and I'm able to see things from a different angle and a different perspective than a lot of people. Since a lot of people, they grew up like that and they just come out closed-minded.
And I can see that, bro. I feel like even you're at a young age, bro, but I feel like you're well-spoken. You're very well-spoken for your age.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously that comes from the upbringing, bro, and your parents and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, 100% my parents, bro. I mean, I'm still immature. I'm not gonna, I always laugh,
bro. Life journey.
Yeah, I always laugh because my girlfriend, she'll be messing with me sometimes. She'll be like, "All these people think you're mature. All these people think you're this and that, and you're so immature." she's like behind closed doors, you be doing dumb stuff, and I'm like, "Yeah, but you gotta also remember, it's like I'm there's like that because there's a time and place, and then not only that, but it's like, it's to the point where it's like." That's what I'm showing people, bro. Yeah. There's a switch. Facts. Speaking what you said, there's a switch, bro. Like I can see you in the stream, like, hey, what's up, fool? Bro, hey, how you doing, homie? And we have a certain lingo, certain talk.
100%.
And then we go to brunch. I always laugh because I used to think brunch was so bougie as a kid. I used to be like, bro, brunch? What? It's either breakfast or lunch, Yep. Go to brunch, and now I'm having mimosas, and I'm like, oh, this is lit, bro. Yeah. Like, hey, how are you doing today? Like, the whole convo,
spiel.
Everything,
spill, bro.
And then it's like, sometimes you're in certain events and you see someone that looks like you, and then you guys go off to the corner like, hey, what's up?
What's cracking, my boy? Stop playing.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, bro, I knew you're like me,
I spot you.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. But not a lot of people can do that, bro.
Yeah,
and that's the beautiful thing, bro. Like, for me, personally speaking, I'm grateful for that, bro.
But like you said, it takes a software update. It takes a software update, bro.
It does. Like, I can go chop it up with the homies that done 15 years, 10 years, 20 years. I could go speak that type of language.
Yeah, and then go speak to some executive 100%. Dude, that would probably be afraid of his life if he's seen you around those people.
Correct. 100%.
Yeah.
I think people need to gravitate a little bit more towards that, because I feel like it opens up more opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
For you.
Oh yeah, definitely does.
I know it opens up more opportunities.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's like some people box themselves in by not doing it.
Yes,
unfortunately, and that's what causes them to have the problems that they have.
And I think it goes back to like a pride thing.
Yeah, bro. And people don't realize that the problems that they have in their lives were created by no one else but themselves.
100%.
And if they don't want to accept that, that's on them. But in reality, it all goes back to what you're living right now is what your thoughts and your mindset was a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Everything. Mm-hmm. If I'm thinking I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be a millionaire. If I'm thinking at the time, oh, I'm gonna be a gangbanger, I'm gonna be a gangbanger. 100%. Like, and it's like whatever you're manifesting 2 years ago, you're living in it right now.
Facts.
100%. Like I was. When I moved out of 21, I remember I was manifesting. I was like, I'm going to have my business. I'm going to move out of 21. I'm going to be able to do whatever I want. And I did. And it's funny because a lot of people in my generation were like, I'm a club. And that's what they're doing.
100%.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. But by you saying that, there was actionable items behind that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people get that confused, bro.
You can't have a dream, because a dream without action is just a dream.
Correct.
If you have a dream and you put action, then you bring it into prosperity and you actually make it happen. So yeah, you have to technically be taking baby steps towards that dream every single day of your life. 100%. And it comes to the point where you get obsessed with it.
Yep.
You get obsessed by being obsessed.
100%. And yeah, that's one thing that I'm very vocal about, because obviously I have a lot of people, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But, bro, you're not doing anything, bro. You're just talking. You know what I mean? So it's like, I might sound raw and uncut, bro, but I'm saying that because I'm putting in work to get to my destination, bro. And that's exactly what you have to do, bro.
And people confuse that for arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh, you think you're better than everybody. No, it's not that. It's like, because I'm I've gone through it, and I would like to see you
100%
there, but because
facts.
you're so close-minded and immature also and ignorant that you think I'm an enemy, when in reality I'm actually the guy that actually wants to see you succeed, and the guy that thinks that you think is your friend is probably your enemy.
Correct.
You know,
I look at it like I'm him when I was little. You know what I mean? I want to help out me as a kid when I was little.
oh yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
and that's why I started this, bro, because I would go into entrepreneurial podcasts and stuff like that, and everyone was white or black. I was like, what? Where's a Hispanic at?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I want to see someone that looks like me, or that could identify with me,
Correct.
or that could
Relates.
speak like me. You know, who knows? You know, we don't need to look alike, but as long as or just a struggle of having immigrant parents, bro.
Correct.
You know, there's a big struggle in having a parent that didn't grow up in this country. You know, that came over here and knows nothing about this country.
100%.
And then that portrays a certain mindset to us that we think is the correct mindset. Then we come and find out, like, wait, I shouldn't be thinking that way because I'm an American. Like, I'm born here. Like, wait, what? Like, I'm not Mexican. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you are Mexican, but you know what I mean by that.
Correct.
Like nationality wise,
Exactly.
and where you live. It's like, oh, like I'm talking down about Americans. In reality, I'm talking down about myself.
Correct.
You know, it's a lot of things. A lot of things that it's not bad that we're raised that way. It was just, like you said, lack of education, lack of knowledge.
Yes.
But once we noticed that, it's like, oh, damn, because of those thought processes and because of the way we were thinking, it caused us to be like 10 years behind everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you're playing catch up.
Yeah. Yeah. It comes down to being exposed, you know, in the right rooms at a young age and looking beyond your little town.
But also
or circle.
Listening
Correct.
at a young age. Just learning how to sit down and shut the fuck up. Just listen, bro.
Observe,
like just be a sponge.
Correct. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I think a lot of things, you know, you being on Instagram, you probably motivate a lot of people.
I do, bro. I get messages, bro, and that's honestly, bro, it
fuels
me, bro. Like,
yeah.
it fuels me because I look at it like, bro, like, I can speak a certain way and I can get into character, and you see it, bro. You see it on my social media, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm me. I just know how to, you know, flip the switches when it's time. It's right time, right place for certain things, right?
For sure.
And that's just what it is, bro, you know? And I'm able to do that. And like, and that's why I broadcast my story and my history, bro, to showcase, like, to homies, like, bro, you could do this too. You know what I mean? You just have to want it, though, you know? Like they said, bro, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink, bro. And that's the biggest thing. But
yeah, you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. Simple as that. Now, one final question before we end this, man. What do your kids think about you right now, man? Your little boys and your girls, are they looking up to dad right now? Like, if dad's doing something amazing, how's the household vibe going for you?
The household vibe is beautiful, bro. I think it's important to, like, tell the world, bro, like, your kids do see what you do on the daily basis, bro, and understand that they're sponges, bro, and they're observing your every move. They see how you talk, you know, how you conduct yourself and all that good stuff. I think I try to play a very good role model for my kids. Like, the crazy thing is, like, my kids really didn't understand my background, bro, until I had to voice it over to them, you know, because by the time they became of age where they really started comprehending, I was already kind of adapted into, you know, regular civilian life, right? Where I would speak a certain way. But before that, I would carry myself a different way. But, it's very important, bro. I think my kids play a big role. I think they look up to me, bro, you know?
Is it, when you told them, were they like, nah, you're lying, Dad, that wasn't you?
Yeah,
like they couldn't believe it? Yeah.
They don't believe it.
They think you're just trying to make up these cool stories or whatever.
But the thing is, like, things start to surface up, bro. Like, when I have, like, pictures or letters that I used to write my dad in juvenile hall, and, like, they see these little things. And obviously, as a kid, bro, like, questions start coming up, and kids are very vocal. They don't know. You know? Like, they're like, Dad, you're in jail. Like, we would visit my brother in prison, bro, and, like, I would take my boys with me, you know, and they really didn't know, or at least they didn't voice it, you know, because they were still young enough. Like, they didn't know Uncle was in prison, you know what I mean? But they might.
So what do you think their mindset was?
Well, because in the household and even our environment was just like being
You protected their innocence.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's been my biggest thing because I didn't want them to fall victim like I fell victim, bro. I'm not gonna say victim. That's a strong word.
Yeah.
Let me take that back. But I didn't want them to, I guess, fall into that pattern, right? And so
just fall into the generational curse.
100%. So I'm gonna say for me, like I was talking to my brother, the one that did 15, like well, on my way up here, and we were just chopping game, and like, bro, like he just kind of just put it in the air, bro. Like, be proud of yourself and understand, bro. You were the first one to break the generational curse, bro. Like, be proud of yourself. Like I said, I'm a front runner, bro. So I really don't dwell too much on the past, but like, it's cool to have those conversations with your loved ones and him seeing that from a distance. So I think that's the same thing.
How's he doing?
He's solid, bro. Like I told you, like my transition and me correlating that over to him, bro. Like you wouldn't even notice that he did 15 years in prison, bro.
Oh, so he's
he's
fully transformed, fully new person.
Yes, bro, and it's a beautiful thing, bro.
Wow, is he married with kids too?
Yeah, he has two kids, bro, and a wife, and yeah, he's him too, bro. You know,
damn, bro. So there's always a happiness at the end of the story. Huh?
Yeah, 100%, bro. And it's now we're at the point where okay, now we're chasing greatness. We're like the same like person that I was going so hard for and try to become. Like I'm doing that, but in a positive way. You know.
Now, what if there was a family member, maybe a niece, a nephew, or a son or daughter that was going down that path? Yeah. You know, what do you think you and your brother would do at that point? Would you guys try to like steer them out of that?
100%, bro. It's because they don't know any better, so we're their role models, bro, to showcase like we've been there, we've done that, and this is the result of it. Now let me showcase to you, and let me give you a small little blueprint that you can follow, so you can make the right turn. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, bro, I still have family members that still battle with this type of lifestyle, bro. You know, it's a long history line. You know what I mean? My stepbrother, bro, he just caught 15. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate. This was about a year ago, bro. Wow. So still dealing with that same type of mindset, but like you said, bro, they have to want it. You know, I was a resource, you know, and I think it comes in seasons, bro. I think now it's kind of to the point where it's like, all right, I realize I'm doing it a long time, so I have no option but to sit there and think about what I did and reevaluate myself if I want to become a better person when I come home.
That's right, bro.
Yeah,
well,
but
shit, bro, an amazing ass story, bro. I'm more amazed that you were willing to, you know, speak about it. I know some people are secretive, you know, they don't want to speak about it, but you know, you being mature enough to talk about it, reflect on it, and being the person that you are now, bro. I congratulate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
As a homie, I think, you know, we just met, but I'm proud of you, dog. Like, that's some shit that I hope a lot of people could learn from, bro. I hope a lot of people could just, you know,
I want to be that inspiration, bro. And like, if anybody ever has any questions or maybe is like, damn, dog, like, how were you able to like transition into speaking this way or even carrying yourself this way? Like, don't hesitate to reach out.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm always going to be a resource, bro. Don't ever think that I'm above anybody else because of these certain followers or views, bro. Like, that's never going to be the case, you know? I come from a certain part in San Diego, bro, and I'm very humble, and my goal is just to really help everybody out, bro. I have a genuine heart, and I look at it like I don't want a 16-year-old catching a life sentence, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought San Diego was nothing but white people growing up.
Yeah, no, I feel it, bro. Especially coming from Los Angeles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, growing up in LA, dog, I didn't know 100%. Nothing else, and I was like, San Diego, old military fools. Like that's what I thought, bro. Like old military people.
Stop capping, dog. Stop capping.
But it's like Orange County, bro. I thought nothing but white people lived down there too. Like I didn't know any better.
Yeah, there's every city has its parts, bro.
And I learned that later on in life, but what I'm saying is I remember I was like, nah, bro, LA's where it's at. LA's the only place 100%. Like this. Like, I didn't know that you went to San Diego and it was like LA. Yeah. I didn't know that you went to Orange County and it was just like LA.
100%.
You know, I just seen the suburbs, nice houses, and I'm like, yo, y'all got money out here, you know? Like, that's what I was thinking, you know? I was like, man, I used to go home, get a bird over my head. Like, I used to think that only happened here. I didn't know that there was thousands of choppers everywhere, you know? Yeah. Like, I didn't know that. Yeah. I just thought that was here. So, you know, yeah, man, I was like, oh, it's San Pedro's bad, but Watts is worse, or like South Central's worse. Like, you know, that's all I knew. You know, I didn't know anything else. But, yeah, man, you know, until I went to Chicano Park and checked out Barrio Logan. Yeah. That's actually what the city's called. I'm not saying that because that's the hood name. It's called Barrio Logan. just so for people that aren't familiar with San Diego and stuff like that, the place is called Barrio Logan.
Correct.
It's pretty much the East LA of San Diego. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. That's the type of vibe it gave me, was like the East LA of San Diego. And they have a beautiful park called Chicano Park that portrays a lot of history of Mexican Americans. You got Cesar Chavez there. You got a lot of things that went on there. And I will say I do disagree with a couple portraits that they have there. They do have some communists up in there.
Yeah.
I don't mess with no communists. They got Fidel Castro, and they got the people that some people would agree with, some people would disagree with, but that just ties into the political. So
that's a whole other subject.
Yeah, I took a picture of them of the mural. You know what I'm talking about, with all the people, and I crossed them out. But but I was right there though. I took the story. Yeah, man, yes, and it's funny because I went to use the restroom at the park, and some guy seen my LA hat and was tripping on me, and what I was like, because I guess in that certain area of San Diego, the other side wears the LA hat, and I wasn't aware of that. But
gotcha.
But we told him we were from LA. We were telling, and then he was like, "Oh, okay." But some guy was like, "Nah, man, like Padres." Like,
else,
he was representing. I was like, "Nah, man." I was like, "We're from LA. We're just checking out the park."
100%. Yeah.
But I didn't know, man. I didn't know. But it's a beautiful city. Beautiful place.
Yeah,
but we're gonna end this right here, dog. Any final words that you want to say?
No, man. I just, first and foremost, bro, like I mentioned, I appreciate you having me out here, and I appreciate to be one of your guests. And
that's right.
Yeah, like I said, for the audience, for anyone that's I guess just like, I don't know, bro. To be quite honest, like anybody that's looking for some sort of like questions that need to be answered, based off the upbringing in the background, like don't ever hesitate to reach out, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. And I think you posting more about that on Instagram is gonna get people more intrigued and more like they're gonna want to ask questions.
Correct.
Because 16 years old facing a life sentence, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
And I know I didn't get into the details of what you did or anything like that, and I don't want to, because that might be personal or whatever. But dude, that's not.
Yeah,
it's not a light thing.
100%. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be out here, and I'm grateful to be out here chasing greatness and doing positive things. And that's the thing, is like you can always revise yourself. You're never tied down to a specific persona.
Your life story never ends until it ends.
Correct.
If you could let that sink in. But your life story never ends until it ends.
Correct.
Correct. But with that being said, this is the end of the podcast, man. I appreciate you coming from Arizona.
100%.
And actually, you went from Arizona to San Diego, now up here to LA, man. Thank you for paying us a visit.
100%.
I hope to see you in 6 months.
Yes, sir.
See where you're at there, see where your business is at, and tapped in with you. Man, this is now a business relationship that we're gonna have for many years. You know me now, I know you. We're gonna be working with you. I'm sure when I buy a house and I need time, hey, can you come to Texas? You know what I'm saying? And we'll make something happen. But
100%.
With that being said, all money in, no money out. Stay dedicated, stay motivated, and we'll see you on the next one, Light and Wealth Club. Don't be a little bitch. Let me get you.